Hello, SMP Nation. Blaine Austin here at Sewing Machines Plus. Here with Roger this morning. Y'all say hi to Rock and Roger.
Good morning, everybody.
And we are here special today because it's Wednesday, it's not Thursday, and we're here because we have a Grace showcase today. And we're going to showcase a couple machines and some things. We got the fine folks over at Grace going to be on today. But before we get the show started, got to say a shout out to some of the SMP Nation watching today. Hey, we have Jill Sweet up northern Wisconsin. So, hey, Jill, how are y'all today? We have Brett Armstrong over in Alabama. We have Kathy Naberfield, also in northern Wisconsin. We have Sin Forrest in Oceanside, California watching. We have Julie Hobbert in Branson, Missouri. Hey, have you ever been to Branson, Roger?
No, I have not.
Branson is like a little Nashville. They're known for like all this music venues, and it's a really cool place. If y'all never been to Branson, you ought to go.
I wish we had that here in San Diego. More music.
Yeah, it's a really cool. They have all these theaters you can go. It's really a neat place.
Okay.
We have Tammy Thacker in Kentucky watching. We have Rebel Rolaren in Ritzville, Washington watching, and we have Rosa Ruiz in Maple Falls, Washington.
Hello, everybody.
So we have two people in Washington, two people in Wisconsin out there today. Well, today, before we get the show started, I want to tell y'all about some dates. Now, again, I always tell y'all to have a little piece of paper, pencil handy, and you can take a few notes, but
I'm sorry. We go ahead and, for some reason, it's not sharing the dates, but it is sharing.
That's all right. I'll tell them. So.
Okay.
All right, so tomorrow, the reason we're having a show on Wednesday, having a special showcase today, is because tomorrow we're having our private sale. And we sent some things out there for you so you could actually sign up for it. And so if you're on here right now and you are signed up for the private sale, put a number 1 in the chat. Just let us know that you're going to be there tomorrow. We're going to have some, it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. Because we're going to do some wheeling and dealing and all kinds of fun things for some machines. And Dawn's going to be there tomorrow. So good, Dawn. Julie's going to be there. So love Linda Brooks.
A lot of number 1s.
You know, Linda Brooks I think Linda participates in every show we ever have. Because I remember Linda from way back.
Yeah,
so thank you, Linda, for being part of the SMP Nation. I know there's many of y'all out there that are always loyal and come on and are loyal SMP customers as well. So we really do appreciate y'all. So tomorrow we're going to have the private sale. And then Friday and Saturday, we're having Fit Yourself virtual event with Katrina Walker. Now, Katrina Walker is if y'all don't know, she's actually famous. She's in the Hall of Fame in the National Sewing Guild. She is just like a really great garment sewer. She's also an ambassador for Viking and Pfaff machines. And so for her event, there's still time to go sign up. If y'all want to sign up for that, I think it's, is it $99?
Let's check.
Actually, Roger's going there right now. So it's $99 for 2 days, and it has a material list. So, and here's the thing, we asked, some people asked about Melinda Stevenson's class we had last weekend. They're like, if I sign up today, I won't have time to go get all the product off the supply list. And I said, well, here's what you want to do is you can still take the class, watch it, but what we're doing is we're recording all these classes, and we're going to email you the link so you can download the video and have it forever. That way, once you buy all your stuff off the supply list and you want to follow along with her, you'll be able to do it at your leisure.
Yeah.
And so you can go back and do that and stop it and pause it, and it works out really well. So we're going to do that again. We'll have Katrina's class recorded. We'll send you the link, but you can still go sign up for it. There's time to do it. That's going to be this Friday and Saturday that Katrina is going to be on there. And we're going to also have some special machine packages from Viking and Pfaff as part of if the people that get to see her event will get access to. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we've got another event coming up in, if you look at that, it says From Everyday to Elevated. And with, this is a great virtual workshop. And again, this is going to be another good one. If y'all don't know Sandra Lee Chandler, she is fantastic. And she's going to be doing that another $99 event. This is extremely cheap for 2 days. And again, there's going to be a list of things that you will need to acquire before the class if you want to follow along with her at the time. You can always do it later once you get the recording, but it'll be recorded as well. You'll be able to get that. And you see that's coming up pretty quick too. The dates on that's August 8th and 9th. And so we've got a lot of virtual events that we're doing, and we're working every day trying to do these, and we're trying to get we're going to try to have 2 virtual events every month that you'll be able to sign up and take classes. They're going to be really in-depth, great classes. And then along with all the other content that we're doing, we're trying to have more things that we're doing. So just a few dates to share with you. And Rogers, am I missing anything on the dates? I think that covers us until 1st of August. And I know we've got every Thursday booked up for quite a while too. On just our regular Thursday events. We've got some great guests in line coming up for that as well. We've got our schedule all the way until 2026.
We also have a ton of other ones too. So
yeah, we do.
If they want to sign up, we've got all those classes of virtual events.
Yeah, y'all can see all the thumbnails right there. And how you find those, you just go to SewingMachinesPlus.com. At the very top of the page up on our website, you'll see classes and events, little tab. Click that, and it takes you to this product page that Roger's showing you right now. And that the virtual events you see. So if you scroll down, and if you're local, those are in-store events. So you can go see the in-store events that are here in the San Marcos store, or you can see all the virtual events that you can take nationwide, no matter where you live.
It's a lot of cool stuff.
And we're going to be adding a lot to that because we've got a lot more on the schedule than we actually even have on the website so far. And so it is a lot going on at SMP. And so we hope that y'all join us for that. And again, so we had a lot of number ones, Roger, in the chat for the event. But today we're going to talk all about some Grace products. And man, we got 2 of my favorites we're going to talk about today, but they're going to demo only one of them. Okay. And then we'll tell at the end of the show about the other one. We'll kind of go over that. But I want y'all to make a huge welcome. And I know Melinda Romero is going to be here today, but I don't know is somebody with her?
It looks like somebody's with her. I'm not sure.
Okay.
See the screen.
All right. We're going to go to Graceland. That's kind of funny. Not the Memphis Elvis Graceland, but we're going to the Utah Graceland. And we got Melinda Romero for sure, and I'm not sure who her sidekick is.
It's Jana.
It's Jana. Hey, how are y'all?
Hi. Great, Blaine. How are you?
Doing pretty
I am
good.
fantastic. I didn't know who was going to be with you today, but we're glad it's Jana. So, hey, I know we've got a great package today that we're going to talk about, and then we're going to tell them all about another little package we have too. But I'm going to let y'all take it away, and Melinda and everybody, if y'all would hold all your questions till the end, and then we'll have a little Q&A with the 2 experts from Grace, if that's okay with everybody. So y'all take it away, and we'll see you back here in a little bit.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, Blaine. Jana, I am super excited because, like Blaine, we're talking about 2 of a new machine, an oldie but goodie for the other, one of our flagship machines, and I love both options.
It's true. If you've been thinking, I'm ready to quilt, but I'm not quite sure if I'm ready to just jump into that whole quilting machine and give up your piecing machine, we're going to talk about the Little Rebel, which is both. It's that hybrid. That's why it's called the Rebel. It's not quite a domestic. It's not quite a quilting machine. We're going to go through all that, and then we're going to show you. You can see here right behind Melinda is we have the Q-Zone Hoop Frame. So we're going to talk about hooping. We're going to talk about hooping frames, why those are so great, how you can use your domestic with it. If you're deciding to do that, you can use a Qnique machine or the Little Rebel machine.
Yes. So I love the options. It's no secret, Jana. So I've been with Grace Company 4 years, Graceland. I love it. I love it. We should trademark it, but I don't know if that's possible in hindsight after I said that.
Right,
but I love the products that we have. We know as quilters, one size doesn't fit all.
Or
There's
even in your own life, like one size doesn't fit all for your whole quilting journey.
right. And with the products that Grace Company offers, there's multiple starting points, ending points, so many options in between. And again, it's not a one size fits all. People have options, affordable options. I love it. And day in and day out, that's the thing that honestly keeps me going, because I know what we have. Don't tell anybody. I'm not pulling any cats out of the bag quite yet, but I know kind of what's coming in the not so distant future, and it's amazing what we're coming up with.
So we're gonna do demonstrations on the Little Rebel first. We're gonna show you piecing, we're gonna show you push quilting. So we're gonna move back over here so that you can see us from the total part of the machine and frame. So Melinda's gonna be in the front,
Yes.
I'm gonna be in the back. We're gonna come down where you can see us a little bit better
right.
with the machines so that we're all set. The first thing is you can see this table on here, right? 18 by 24 inches.
And it's
so
removable.
helpful. Removable.
Yeah,
right?
super simple.
And folds up if you're switching out your bobbin, right? Bobbin case is right down in here. It's just a really easy pull. And then I can put it in, it's an M-class bobbin. So it's larger than it normally is for the domestic machine. So it's a lot easier to put that in.
Yes. I love the Little Rebel. It's a big machine. It's a lot bigger than the little brother that I've had at home for forever. I don't even know how old my machine is anymore.
And a lot of those have they might have a long throat space.
Mine
right?
doesn't.
Yeah,
So
mine doesn't either. But there's some that have a really long throat space, but they don't have a really large harp. And so between those two things, you can do a lot of quilting, bigger quilts than what you normally do.
And not just quilting. I know, I'll get a bug where it's like, oh, I'm going to make this, I'm going to make that, I'm going to, do all these things. And I do about half of those. And then it's like, for a while, the next little while, my sewing machine doesn't exist, my fabric doesn't exist. Life throws some things in there where sewing isn't quite on my mind, but then I'll get right back in to pick up with my projects. And I know there's been some things on my little machine, and my throat is maybe about that big,
About half the size.
ish, and a low harp height. And there's been plenty of projects. It's like, I just wish I had a little bit more room. I just wish this part of my machine wasn't so big, because it casts a shadow, and it's like, I just wish I had more light. I wish.
Right? You're talking about light. You can see right there on my hand the
And
light.
your wish is my command with the Little Rebel.
Right, we've got that lovely throat light as well as light down here in the bobbin case area. So you're talking about those lights, they happen right away for us.
Yes. So I love the Little Rebel. It's a straight stitch machine. For me, I have some fancy stitches on my little brother machine. I don't always use them all. And for me, straight stitch is perfectly fine. It's a great option. It serves its purpose. It does what it's supposed to do. So I love the straight stitch ability with the Little Rebel, again, in combination with the throat length, the harp height, the size of the bobbin. On the machine, we have our simple features. We have our back stitch, our needle up, our needle down. We can adjust our stitch length, our stitch speed. It's a simple laid out machine.
It's so
love
easy to use.
how easy it is to use. Yes.
Well, I also love that, so on these buttons up here, you can see the different lights. There are 5 different lights for the stitch length. That doesn't mean that there's only 5 stitch length sections. Each light has 2 different sections. It's brighter and it's dimmer for each step. So even though there's 5 lights, there's 10 different levels. The same thing with the stitch speed. There's 3 lights, but 6 levels of the different speed. And the thing that I love about it is I can set that speed. I know sometimes if I haven't stitched in a long time, maybe my foot is not quite where it needs to be for a foot pedal.
Right.
It hasn't trained enough, right?
Do you press your foot pedal with a shoe on or without a shoe?
It depends on if I'm wearing a shoe or I'm not, but usually with.
Okay. Okay.
And as a really quick trick, our true grips, if you're not in a carpeted area, you can put true grips on the bottom of your foot pedal so it doesn't slide on those slick floors. But the nice thing about this is I can set the speed to where I want it to be, and it doesn't matter how far down I push the foot pedal, it's gonna stay that speed, which is great if you've got someone who's a new sewer or a new quilter, maybe in a class that you're taking, or maybe some high school or junior high people that they're just learning that you can set the speed without them having to be like, no, right?
Yes.
Each time as they're putting their foot pedal down.
Yes. So I love those features. I especially love the built-in bobbin winder on the machine. It makes it so convenient. And I get questions all the time. I don't know if you do either. I get questions all the time. What's the best bobbin winder? Well, the one that's on the machine, silly. And I don't know if people just don't realize it takes less than a minute to wind a bobbin. It's not very long. It's super simple. It's right there, easily accessible.
And there's a screw right here that you can loosen and slide the bobbin winder down so that we'll be able to wind your other domestic machines. So you don't have to just wind your M-Class for the Little Rebel. You can do your, like Melinda was saying, her brother or Baby Lock or whatever, Janome, it's like that smaller one, it just adjusts. And it's just a start-stop. It's funny though, we do get questions in our technical support team that someone will turn on the bobbin winder
Accidentally.
and then shut off the machine, and then they turn it on again and they're like, my machine is making this weird buzzing sound. And almost every time it's because they've turned on the bobbin winder accidentally.
Yes.
So if you hear buzzing on your machine, check the bobbin winder first, make sure you've turned it off, and that might be the reason.
I have 2 confessions. All right, so one, it never dawned on me that you can adjust the slide on that bobbin winder and wind other size bobbins. Never dawned on me. So thanks for teaching me something new today. Second confession, I have been at shows, couple guild shows, bigger shows, and I have heard that bzz, that noise. And I'm like, what the heck is that noise? This machine, it's gonna take off and start flying. I don't know what it's doing. So I have fallen victim of the bobbin winder accidentally getting turned on and then just hearing that buzzing noise.
Yeah, so those are some tricks and tips for that. Also on this table, there are lines that come down for your 1/4 inch, your inch, your 5/8, all of those lines extend out. So as you're sewing, it's really easy to line up your levels of where you need to be. Now, sometimes when you're sewing, right, you've covered up all the lines and you might have an issue on how do I get that connected.
Yes.
It comes with a guide.
It's a seam allowance guide. Super simple. It's like, why don't all machines come with this? Really, super simple to install on the sewing foot.
You just take
we'll
out
get
the
that.
screw in the back, adjust it to where you need it to be, and then screw it back in.
Yes. So again, just like Jana was saying, if your numbers are covered, your measuring numbers, if they're covered with your fabric or you otherwise can't see them, that seam allowance guide easily installs and makes it super easy, in terms of, making sure you're on the right lines, allowing the right allowances.
And also, you can see here on the presser foot, you get 4 different presser feet with the little Rebel. You get a quilting foot, a quilting foot with an edge guide, a regular straight stitch, and then a zipper foot. And it comes in this lovely little container, so you can always keep track, even when you're not in your area, you can just bring it with you. It also comes with your hopping foot and the seam allowance guide in this kit for what you're needing.
Yes.
But also this little Rebel comes with an open toe foot. So when we put it on the machine, we're gonna put the hopping foot facing this way, right? Because that's how we're gonna be quilting. But if you're push quilting, right? If Melinda takes this piece now, if we lift this up, and we're gonna push quilt this.
And obviously we would change our foots, but again, just for visual purposes, if we're push quilting, and I'm gonna be honest, Jana, you would never catch me push quilting. Never, never,
But
ever.
if you have a small enough project that you can't put it on a frame, push quilting is the way you need to go. And so when you have that, if she's facing this way, right, this, we'll pull out the foot, it opens this way into the front, so that opening you can see the needle.
Yes. Yes.
Without having to go to the side.
And you know, I think that open toe foot is so underrated. You know, a newer quilter, that's no secret to, you know, everybody with SMP Nation. I've been with Grace Company again for 4 years. Before coming to Grace Company, yeah, I knew how to sew, but quilting, I was like, maybe when I'm older, maybe later.
Maybe later in
you
my
know,
life,
But
yeah.
since coming here, having access to all of the wonderful products we offer, it's, you catch that bug and I don't know what it is. You can't get rid of that bug.
We're going to show a little bit about sewing. I want to show the differences between the start and stop and how you can do the needle up and needle down. So
Yes.
let's show that one.
All right, so first with our machine, yes, we have our lovely foot pedal. Nothing new to everybody out there, you know, that's been sewing and, you know, have your machine. You have a lovely foot pedal. I really like the size of the pedal. It's not too big, it's not too small. The pitch of the foot pedal really makes it comfortable if you're going ahead and using that foot pedal.
And see, I like the touch, the start-stop button. So, I mean, foot pedal is great, but I love that I can just push it right there and not have to worry about what my feet are doing. So we're going to show both ways. So Melinda's going to show first pressing that foot pedal.
So, all right, yes. The presser foot down and needle up, we'll go ahead and begin with our sewing project. So again, super simple. That fabric feeds right through. Oh, we lost our bobbin. All right.
Sometimes that happens, right? Your bobbin comes out. You never know what's going to happen. Now with this sewing, let me release that. This machine has feed dogs that grab the fabric as they're going. So when you're doing regular sewing, you're going to want those feed dogs to come through, and they're going to keep pushing all those, grabbing the fabric. So when you're not push quilting, when you're not sewing, when you're just
Let's rethread
rethread,
really quickly.
we have a needle plate that covers those feed dogs. Now your regular domestic machine might have a way to drop those feed dogs when you're putting it on the frame. For the little Rebel, we have a plate that covers it. Now once you put the plate on, it turns on that stitch regulation. So before then, when you're just regularly sewing, like Melinda's now doing, it's not gonna do the stitch regulation because it's just doing the speed that you're telling it to do and will keep that length for what you've said to do. Now, when you go to push quilting and you put that stitch regulation on, you're the speed control. So as you push through, then that's what you're gonna do.
Yes, so again, super simple on the sewing. The fabric feeds through very easily. The stitches are beautiful. I
It
love
doesn't
that
have an
stitch
automatic
quality.
thread cutter, but there is a cutter right here on the edge for your thread cutting. You can pull up and cut through that way. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So again, sewing, super, super simple, easy, straight stitch
So nice.
only, which I love. All right. So now we're going to show how to change from a sewing foot to a hopping foot.
And I should really let Melinda do this because doing it from the back and you can't see anything, that is ineffective.
Yes. And then who knows how tight that screw is.
Do you need me to grab a different? Let me grab a
We
different.
should have checked this before we
Screwdriver.
started. All right, so again, you do want the screw to be tight, not super, super tight how it is. I apologize for that, you know, that you're seeing this struggle
Here you
right
go.
here. Let's try
Something with a little bit more
bigger.
torque.
Yes.
I think
that
some
can-
people, when they're putting it on, they're afraid that it's going to come off, so they just tighten it really good there.
Yes, all right. So that bigger handled screwdriver made it super simple. We'll
The
go
little
ahead.
one, though, comes with your packet as well as a lot of other tools. So you get 4 packages of needles, 10 packages, so 12 or 10 needles in the package, size 12, size 14, 16, and 18. You get the tool, you get oil, you get a thread net to help hold your thread on, so it comes up at the top. You get 3 bobbins, you get I'm trying to think of a little cleaning brush because you never want to use canned air. Not only, so this is one thing I learned recently, not only can canned air force its way into the machine. Now, on the Little Rebel, it's welded, so it shouldn't. But what it does force in is moisture around that bobbin area. And so even if it's not forcing anything inside the machine, it's just creating a spot that lint can get connected to again.
Yes, yes. So again, super simple, taking that foot off. We'll go ahead and we're gonna use put the open toe foot on the machine. And we do wanna make sure that we lower the presser foot so we can get the correct height of our hopping foot.
Now I'm gonna put, because our height is gonna be dependent on this needle plate going on. Now, normally I would just allow the bobbin thread to come up, but since it's kind of come up already, I'm gonna pull it through that hole.
Yes, all right. So first things first, needle down. I'm gonna go ahead and put that hopping foot gauge right on the machine. And as I hope you can see, there's a little indentation in that foot. Or not the foot, but the tool, and that goes right around your needle. As we put our hopping foot on, so we will place that hopping foot, we're gonna let it rest right on the height foot gauge tool. And then we'll go ahead and put our screw in place. Get that finger tightened and then come back through and give it a good kind of,
But you don't have to tighten it so hard that you can't
Right.
loosen it with that
just
smaller.
a good, you know, little turn. Make sure it's not going to go anywhere. We'll raise our needle back up, remove our height foot gauge tool, keep that in a safe place. I don't know how many times, you know, whether it's on the phone or at shows, do you have an extra height tool gauge? I've lost mine. You know, so with the machine, we provide you with these awesome little toolboxes. Keep everything together. You'll save yourself the headache later.
So we're gonna get, we're gonna show push quilting first here on the machine so that you can see what that's like before we move it to the frame. Just thread that needle for you again.
All right. Now, be easy on me. I am not a good push quilter. So, but we will give it a try. All right, so again, we're always gonna wanna make sure we pull our bobbin up. So needle down, needle up, kind of pull our fabric away, pull our bobbin thread up, and then we're gonna go right back to where we pulled that bobbin thread up to match the needle or the puncture holes.
Now you'll notice that this light has turned on. That's our Q button. That's for our not automation, but our quilting. So the stitch regulation has started, which is 1,600 stitches per minute, and allows us to do, it's a very powerful motor. But even though this is a powerful motor in a large machine, it's only 28 pounds. So when you're moving it to your frame after you've been sewing, you're not having to heft a large child size. It's a baby size.
Yes, yes. So again, I love it. I can choose to go ahead and change my stitch lengths. And again, each button or each length, there's 2 adjustments within the different increments. So again, the engineers made it super simple, easy to use. I'm just gonna push quilt, and again, don't judge.
That's
be
okay, we
easy
can't
on me.
see what you're quilting, we're just seeing the motions of your quilting. Now, that optical encoder, you wanna make sure that has an even connection with your fabric. So if you're holding onto the fabric and raising it like this, that section is no longer going to be read by the optical encoder and can't keep that stitch regulation the way it's supposed to do.
Yes.
As you can see there in the screen, the optical encoder is just in the front. You can also zoom in, and you can see that stitch allowance guide on there, and then that foot pedal for or the presser foot for the regular quilting foot.
Yes, and I get questions quite often. I don't know if you do. People want to know, how does that encoder work? And the simplest explanation I have is, think of your computer mouse. You know, you pick it up and you look at the bottom, and it has the little window or the little red light.
That's a good way to explain it.
You know, the optics in the mouse are
little
reading,
laser.
you know, where your mouse, how fast it's moving, where it's moving as you're moving, whether it's on your mouse pad or just your tabletop, wherever you're moving it. The built-in optical encoder in the machine pretty much works that exact same way. You know, so it's, I don't want to say simple technology, but how else would you describe that?
Well, and I think that's a great way to describe it. I think you did a wonderful job. I think one thing though people do wonder is, well, I'm using that, and why doesn't it work with flannel sometimes,
Or minky.
or minky, those kinds of fabrics? And that's because those lasers need a flat surface to bounce off of. So in that case, just flip the quilt over, quilt with the minky on top and the cotton on the bottom, and that way you're able to quilt it. The encoder can read that fabric that's a flatter fabric, not the fuzzy like the flannel and minky, and then you can still quilt what you're trying to create.
Yes, excellent, excellent tip. So again, push quilting, not my forte.
You can see it speeding up and slowing down. That's how Melinda's doing it. That's not the machine. And it's funny because we'll be at shows, or people will come into our shop and they'll say, they'll put their hands on it and start going, and they're going super fast. And they're like, whoa, this is a fast machine. And it's like, yes, it is a fast machine.
But you're fast.
But you're fast. So if you go slow, it will go slow and keep that stitch regulation up to the 1,600 stitches per minute. Now, if you're a type of quilter who's been quilting for a very long time and really likes that manual mode and doesn't want the stitch regulation because you have a steady way of moving your hands, you can always turn it off, and you can go just a little bit faster without that stitch regulation.
Yes, yes. Now, I want to take just 30 seconds, really. I want to ask the audience, how many people are push quilters?
Oh.
You know, go ahead and put a 1 in the comments. Let us know. Are you a quilter that pushes your quilt through the machine?
Or put a 2 in the comments if you're a quilter who puts it on a frame. And so you're used to moving the frame around, not pushing the fabric. So it's the difference of moving the machine versus pushing the fabric. So we've got some 1s coming in.
There's a couple of 2s.
Oh, a couple of 2s coming in, yes.
Yeah.
So I think we're kind of split down the level. And so that's the nice thing about the Little Rebel, is it gives you that freedom whichever way you are, because you can put it on the frame, which we're going to show you, or you can push quilt like we have it here.
Yes, yes. So again, no secret, I am not a push quilter. I find it's much, much easier using a frame to hold and manage the fabric. Now, I want to know, those of you that put a 2, are you using a hoop style frame or a rolling rail frame? So go ahead, in the comments, type in either a hoop or rolling rail. I'm just curious what everybody's using. So
while we're having that put in, let's show how easy it is to take off this table. So if you're ready to move it over to the frame, it's not very difficult. You don't have to lift this part off, but you can. But just in the front, Melinda, if you'll show them where that is underneath.
Right. So there's a little lever right here. You can see right where my fingers are. That loosens or unlocks the table from the machine. Before we move it, I'm just going to take the quilting plate off just so we have
a
an
little bit easier,
easy access. So we'll open that lever, pull the table off, and voila, we can go ahead and store this, wherever you have the space in your sewing room to store that. And then before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and put the quilting plate back on.
Because we need that for our stitch regulation. There is a little spot on the back
hole
that you can put the thread through, or you can just bring your bobbin fabric down or thread down and then just bring it up later. But there's a little spot that connects into the front right here that turns on that stitch regulation. And so you'll hear it. I don't know if you can hear it from our mics. Let me lean forward a little bit. It was a little, if you could hear it, I don't know if you could, but that means that the stitch regulation is ready to go.
Yes, so let's take a slide over to the hoop frame. So I saw lots of comments of people using both a rolling rail frame as well as a hoop style frame. Today we're showing the Qzone hoop frame, very similar to our Cutie frames, but it has dedicated legs. So again, it's a little bit wider as well. Dedicated legs. Basically once it's set up, it's set up. Put your machine on it and you are ready to go. So I love hoop style frames because they're so versatile.
I can do any size quilt with them, right?
Yes. Yep.
I can do wall hanging. I can do a runner. I can do maybe
A
twin,
tree skirt.
A tree skirt. I can put fabric on here to quilt and then use it to make a bag. Or we saw recently one of our educators did a jacket, a skirt for themselves. Like, it's so easy to put all the different types of sizes because you're just clipping it on. Kind of like an embroidery hoop, you're holding that fabric in place so that you can quilt in that section.
Yes, so when we think about it, we've been coloring, drawing, doodling. We've been doing this motion since we were, 3, 4, 5 years old. Our whole lives. I'm not going to say how many years for me, but quite a few years, We've been doing this. It's easy, it's comfortable, we know how to do it. When you're push quilting, and this is where my mind struggles, you're moving the fabric underneath the needle, and my mind doesn't get it. It's the equivalent of...
Well, it's the signing your name by moving the paper, not signing with your pen. Yeah.
Yes. So my mind doesn't get it. I've been blessed, since coming to Grace Company, having access to all of our machines and frames. I guess I was spoiled in learning how to use a frame, well before we ever had to try anything push quilting.
So first,
simple.
We're going to take off the take-up rail. So we want to make sure that this is removed so that our machine can come through easily without having any issues that way. So I'm just going to lay it over here while we get
Yes.
going.
All right, so the machine has super easy, accessible handle.
Again,
Makes it
20,
great for moving.
28 pounds. You can hold just the handle on the bottom. You can put your arm through the section. Now I'm gonna unhook the foot pedal so we don't
Oh, so we don't drag it across.
drag it away. And with the Little Rebel comes this right here in the front, the start and stop button, which we'll show a little bit more later to make sure that you don't have to use it that way.
Yes, so hopefully it looked easy as I
It
was
looked
moving the
really
machine
easy
over.
for me because I wasn't doing anything except for unplugging.
Yes, all right.
And then
Put
we're
the
gonna,
machine base clamps.
we
get
don't
those
have
locked
to
in.
use those, right? They're helpful, but if your machine is as heavy as 28 pounds, it's not gonna fly off
Yeah,
the
the machine
carriage.
isn't going to jump off.
Yeah, you're gonna
So-
make sure you're gonna do that. And so then I'm gonna reconnect the direction here to the foot pedal so we can use it from the front, the start and stop.
Yes,
And
super
then
simple.
we'll get
now
this-
we're going to put the take-up rail back through the throat of the machine. And then for simplicity purposes, the Q-Zone Hoop Frame does have little bolts to keep the take-up rail secure. We had those taken off before we started. Finger tight is sufficient. So
All
we'll
you're
get
doing is
those
making
in
sure
place.
that this is connected so that it doesn't fall out between them.
Yes. Now the take-up rail, with any quilting machine, you want to be able to get your finger through or underneath the take-up rail and through or to the bed of the machine. This particular rail, it's a little bit low, so let's go ahead and make that adjustment. If I can loosen that.
Oh yeah, this clamp is a little tight on this one too.
This one is
I think
too.
we had gorillas in here.
Something.
Quilting or something. Some really strong manually hands.
The quilting trolls were not as friendly with us today. So, but we're just showing, yes, you do want to have that take-up rail raised up.
Just a little
Just a
fingertip.
little bit so you can get your finger underneath the rail, between the rail and the bed of the machine. Now, the second question, top question, I get asked multiple times with hoop style frames, how do I load my quilt? So we're gonna show everybody that today. We were talking about it and it's like, it's not something that we show all that often. So we'll start with our quilt sandwich. Backing, batting, and top.
You can base this on your sewing machine. You can spray baste it. You can choose
pin
not to.
baste.
You can put a pool noodle in between. There you go. Again, it's a lot easier with two people than with one person.
But with that being said, I started with a cutie at home. I now have a different frame, but it's another hoop style frame. I can load and unload like nobody's business because I've practiced. Okay, and so many people, they're like, oh, I can't do it. Give yourself a chance. Yes, it's a little bit of work shifting and moving your fabric with a hoop style frame, but it's so much easier than trying to push your quilt through the throat of your machine.
So we're going to roll up our extra backing here and using our small bungee straps.
Now
hold those
these
in fabric.
straps, they're adjustable in size. So you don't want to, keep the straps super, super tight because over time that will stretch out the elasticity. But you do want to adjust the length of the straps to hold the fabric appropriately. I love that these bungee straps have the little bungee strap holder to hold the excess portion of the strap. That way it doesn't get sewn up into your project.
Now this sandwich has a lot of extra fabric here on the side, so that allows me to use the clamp that's here on the side to get it going. If you didn't have enough, if it came to here, you can get cloth leaders for the hoop style. Specifically, you'll have a piece for the back, the front, and the sides. Or you can get bungee straps that will come and hold it. So there's a lot of ways you can do it other than just having extra backing and batting.
Mm-hmm. So again, super, super simple. Let's not forget our front clamps.
Now,
I
I
was
was gonna say, people always say, how do I get these loose? Because once it's on, right, and they're trying to lift it, it'll just turn it. So the trick is to put your thumbs at the end here and your 2 fingers and lift out and then pull up.
Yep, one side at a time.
So,
and
again,
then work your way down.
Lifting up like that.
Yes. Now, a lot of people also ask, why do the clips look funny? Why are they not flat? Can you tell us why, Jana?
Yes, it's because this frame, and it's similar to the other hoop frames, they have a square rail, whereas the rolling frames have a round rail. So if you find like 1.5, 2-inch quilt clips that we carry, and you're like, well, I want to use those for this, they won't attach on because they're round, and these are square.
Yes, yes. So now with the corrugation on the quilt clips, because the rail itself is square, the corrugation helps to grip that rail, but it also has a second purpose if you need to make your fabric a little bit tighter or just a little bit looser. You can just turn the clamp and it's going to make that, that minimal adjustment in the tautness of your fabric.
Well, and that's something to pay attention to whether you're using our machine, you're using other domestics. I found Juki likes tighter fabric. Baby Lock likes looser, at least the ones I've been using, right?
Yes.
So that allows me, you don't want to be able to bounce a quarter off of any of your quilting frames, right? Like I can make this super tight and it's just gonna bounce. What you'd like to do is to be able to reach under and get a little pinch, or if you can't reach around and do that, take a quarter, drop it. The quarter should be able to lay flat but not bounce off, right? So those are some tips as you're getting your fabric set on your different kind of frames.
Yes. Now, so we have our machine set up, we have our frame set up, we have our fabric loaded. I just want to back up just a quick second. So yes, while we're using the Little Rebel, you can start with another domestic machine. You can upgrade from your domestic machine to a Little Rebel, or upgrade from the Little Rebel to a larger Qnique machine, all on the same frame.
Yes, yes.
So that earlier when we started, that was one of the versatile options that I love with Grace Company products.
Right, you have your same footprint and it's just the throat space that changes, right?
Yes.
Now we have the start and stop button for the Little Rebel. That's not available for all machines, but we do have a speed control, we have a stitch regulator, so you can look into that so you're not having to push your foot pedal.
Yes.
But the nice thing about the Qzone hoop is it is set that I could sit down and still be able to reach everything by sitting, and I can use that foot pedal, not trying to bring the foot pedal up and try and make some crazy contraption.
We've seen it all.
Yeah.
The
So
land of
if you-
Facebook.
right? If you don't have that access to that start and stop button or speed control, then there is that option as well that you can move it with your own foot pedal.
Yes, yes. So again, now that we have our frame set up, our machine set up, our fabric loaded on the quilt, let's get to quilting. Let's get to quilting. So we will just gonna move to this side really quickly, rethread my needle.
That happens a lot, doesn't it? You have to keep threading the needle.
Well, we moved the machine,
It slides
made some
around.
adjustments. So, and my kind of tip before I start any project, unthread my machine, rethread the machine, just to make sure it is threaded correctly.
Yeah, and I'm gonna wind this up just so that there's not any looser than it needs to be as we're going along.
I get the thread in and then it moved.
So sorry.
That's okay. All right, so again, super simple. As we did, or as I showed when we were push quilting, I will go ahead and pull my bobbin. So needle up, needle down.
And the reason for that is when you're finished, one, it makes it easier at the end that you're all finished. But it helps that first stitch when you're tying in place that all the threads are up at the top so you don't have any that you're trying to loosely connect in.
Yes, yes. So my bobbin is pulled up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start quilting.
And again, just like when we were push quilting, we're
Now-
sewing, we've got the stitch regulation going, so it's not, it's keeping that same stitches for when she had the stitch lengths along here, where she wanted it to be. But
Now-
you could turn it off if you wanted to do just manual.
Yes, yes, which I'm not good at manual. Some people maybe, I am not. Now, I don't know if everybody saw as I was just quilting. There's a flash, a red light flash in the needle area. People often ask, why is there a red light?
That's that stitch regulation. You're going just a little bit faster. And I think though, when you keep an even speed, then that stitch regulation will stay together.
Yes, and you know, you have to practice. I have this conversation often. Everybody wants to be great right out the gate, overnight. And you know, far and far and few in between, it just doesn't happen. Very few people are great right from the start or overnight. So you have to practice. I talk about 3 C's frequently. The more you practice, the more comfortable you get. As you're getting comfortable, that's building your confidence. So when you're comfortable and you're confident in what you're doing, that allows you to become more creative. So just remember the 3 C's. You'll get
Comfortable,
there, but you have to
confident,
practice.
Creative, yeah. I think that there's been some questions that have come through. So let's pull up our stools to have our little Q&A chat.
All right.
And I'm gonna bring this up here so we can see these.
Are you coming in front or do you want me to come
I'm coming
back?
in the front, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I'll move these stools over so we can have our little chat here.
So I think, you know, it's been great. I feel like we've shown quite a few things that kind of get lost in translation. We think people know, but they don't know.
Right, right.
You know, and so I'm hoping people learned something new today, and that quilting at home is simple. It's achievable with, you know, small things.
So our first question from Tammy, is the height on that frame adjustable? Yes, right now it is only on the first hole showing. There's several holes. It also is on casters, so you can slide it around if you're wanting to do that. But yes, it's an adjustable height. You can also adjust the height. We're weaklings, I guess, and couldn't adjust for what level your machine is. So what all domestic machines don't have the same height, so you'll need to adjust that as well.
Yes, yes.
Okay, any other questions?
All right.
Margaret says, how easy to set and quilt? I don't know if that's a question, but it's a comment question.
Yes, and she's absolutely right. You know, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars, you know, on a machine, on a frame, on this and that, and then buy all your fabric and all your thread and patterns and everything else.
Well, I liked what you said earlier about the being able to grow. So if you were thinking about automation, you can add this with a little Rebel, and then if you go to the next Qnique machine, it builds with you that way. So it can hold up to a 19-inch throat and can go that way.
All right, so our extension's available to make it wider. So I'm guessing the question was about the frame. This particular Q-Zone hoop frame, it's not size or width adjustable. But remember, you can quilt any size quilt on the frame. It's just a matter of shifting and hooping your fabric. So where we have our fabric clamps on the side, if our quilt was bigger, we would have fabric that hangs down on the other side. As we quilt our zone, then we'll unhook our fabric clamps, shift it, and pull our fabric over. Where we ended is now where we're going to start. So it's a smaller frame, yes, but you can quilt any size quilt.
And it's designed to be smaller so that it'll fit in your area when you're ready to go. Another question I saw, let's see, what are the dimensions? So it's 4.5 feet wide, and then depending on which frame or machine you put forward is how far forward it'll go. So anywhere from 3 feet to 4 feet, I believe is what the widths are.
Yes, so and remember with the Q-Zone hoop frame, your best bet is it's going to take up dedicated that space, that 4.5 feet wide and 3 to 4 feet deep. It's going to take up that space.
Okay. Can the machine take automation? Not sure of the best name for it. Yes, the machine is the Little Rebel, and it is compatible with QCT6, the edge-to-edge, the QCT6 Plus, or QCT6 Pro, which you can get from Sewing Machines Plus. They have all of those available, and they're on special this month through 20% off through the end of the month. So it's a great time if you've been thinking about it to add that on.
Yes, 20% is huge.
It's really good.
It's awesome, awesome. All right, so we have a package deal. We'll have Blaine come back here in just a couple of minutes. Again, we've talked about the Little Rebel on the Q-Zone hoop frame. Blaine does have another machine option that he's going to talk about with or without the Q-Zone hoop frame. But with your purchase today, we are adding a free motion starter kit along with a quilters combo. Now, right before we started this video, this live, Jana and I were talking about, should we give those away? So and I apologize, Blaine and Roger, we didn't quite have a chance, to say, hey, we're gonna do a couple of giveaways, but I'm hoping, go ahead and come back in, Blaine, I'm hoping Roger can pull up a spinning wheel or do maybe a random drawing from somebody live in the audience.
Hey, they never mind a giveaway.
Nobody does, so.
All right,
yes.
well, we're going to spin the wheel and see who wins. So, Roger, you ready?
Yeah.
So
Let's
should we do
spin that
the
wheel.
quilters combos first?
Yep, so the first giveaway will be the quilters combo. If you have never used TrueCut or have been curious about TrueCut, or you have used TrueCut and you want more, TrueCut is the absolute best cutting system. So
It is. I love
it.
the TrueCut stuff.
Yep.
All right, so
go ahead.
we're doing the quilters combo in TrueCut, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's our first giveaway. All right, so Roger, spin that wheel.
Woo-hoo. Now in the quilters combo, you get a 45 millimeter comfort cutter, a 6.5 by 24.5 inch ruler, and a package of True Grips.
Woohoo!
So Carrie Klepak, I hope I didn't butcher that. Congratulations, you are our winner. We can do this a couple of ways. Terry, you can get in touch with SMP or directly with me. Let's go ahead and do directly with SMP, and then Roger will forward your information
What we'll do,
over.
Here's how we'll handle it. So Terry,
Okay.
if you want to claim that prize, you have 30 days to claim it. Go to smplive.tv, scroll down toward the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information complete, hit submit. Once we get the information in, we'll forward that to Grace, and they'll send it directly to you. How's that?
Perfect.
All right, that sounds
that.
great. I was like, oh, we didn't talk, we have no idea. So thanks for filling that in for us.
All right, and what else you got to give away?
We got a free motion starter kit.
Yes, so when I started with Grace, if I would have had the free motion starter kit, it would have made starting quilting so much easier. So with quilting, there's a lot of muscle memory that's needed. And you get that muscle memory by practicing, being more comfortable. That gives you the confidence and allows you to be more creative. But that free motion starter kit gives you some simple designs. You're actually going to, put a pen on paper or, pencil on paper. You are drawing those designs. Once you've gone through all the practice papers, we provide a pre-printed fab or quilt sandwich that has the same designs that you were practicing on paper, and now you're taking those designs to your machine. So again, when I started quilting, I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know what was up, what was down. I didn't know, and it's been a learning curve, which I am getting better at, but having that free motion starter kit would have been a game changer. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel and pick our winner.
And all of these are on sale with Sewing Machines Plus.
Yes.
So if you're not a winner, you can still get these through their website. You can see Roger had that right there.
Karen Green.
Karen
Green is our winner.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Well, Karen, here's how you're going to claim that prize. Go to smplive.tv, scroll down to the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information complete, hit submit. Once we get that in, we will forward your information to Grace and they'll send that to you directly. How's that?
Yes. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
All right. Has anybody got any other questions for the ladies at Graceland?
Well, and I was going to say, if we didn't get to your question, if there was anything we didn't miss, contact Sewing Machines Plus. They are a wealth of information. They have all that information already. They can help you. You don't have to just come to us. You're welcome to call us and then go to SMP to purchase. But you can go directly to them, and they know so much about Grace products. We love our relationship with them because they are so knowledgeable about our products.
They are fantastic to work with, and the array of products that they offer. They have so much knowledge inside the building or buildings that they're in, retail store, and then kind of their business operations with their sales team, customer service team, Blaine, and everybody in marketing, the whole team. Such a wealth of knowledge. Mm-hmm. They've been in the industry for years, and I know I've learned quite a few things from SMP, and at the end of the day, they do have some awesome deals.
I think there was one question we had. Elaine said, what is the recommendation for quilting height while standing? You're going to keep your arms at your side, kind of sideways like this, and you're going to measure your elbow to the floor. And in the instructions for all our frames, it tells you what height to do for that measurement. So
yes,
I think that was the only question I saw.
Yes, and also remember, it doesn't matter where you live. You can shop SMP online or over the phone. They can ship everywhere, everywhere. So fantastic deals, fantastic team, wealth of knowledge. Make sure to, Blaine will tell us all the fantastic pricing, but I think we're done for today.
Thanks everybody for joining us.
We'll see everybody next time.
Thanks, Blaine.
Well, thank you all for coming on. Always a pleasure, and y'all are so knowledgeable, and you made some great points about quilting, and I'm so happy y'all are here today. So thank y'all so much, and I know we'll see y'all again real soon.
All right.
See you later.
Thanks so much. Bye, everybody.
All right, we'll see y'all later. All right, everybody, that was a great demonstration today and some great questions answered. And again, this is the Little Rebel by Grace that we're talking about right now with that Q-Zone frame. You see it right there. Now, here's the thing. You don't see a price, do you? You see the MSRP, but you don't see a price, Roger. Why is that?
Why is that, Blaine?
Because it is so low, we can't show it.
That's right.
It is a crazy, crazy price today. So y'all know what I always do. Hint, hint, wink, wink. You got to call. Get on that phone right now, 800-401-8151, and give them a call and ask them about what our crazy deal we have today is. We've got a fantastic deal on the Little Rebel with the Q-Zone Hoop Frame. Now, if you still don't have room, Roger, for that Q-Zone Hoop Frame, there is an alternative.
Okay.
There is the little cutie breeze that they can buy,
Yes.
and you can actually place that on a kitchen bar island. You can put it on your table. You can put it on a folding table and do quilting right there. And then you can actually break it down extremely easy and put it in a closet after you're finished, or even under a bed. So if you have room for the Q-Zone Hoop Frame, you could have a frame like this that would leave it up all the time, or you can get the cutie. So either one of those frames will support the Little Rebel machine, which is incredible. So that is an alternative. But we have a fantastic special on either way you want to go today. You've got to get on that phone and call them right now. We've got Tori, Kelly, and Max standing on the phones. We have Barbara and Linda on live chat. So again, y'all can go ask any of them for questions there today about it. And Kelly by Kelly Criddle is a quilter.
Yeah.
And on the phones, and so she knows quilting. Max is expert on everything. And Tori also is a big time sewer and quilter. So y'all give them a call. They're extremely knowledgeable. They're going to be able to tell you anything you want to know today about that. And so we got a great special on that. All right, let's talk about the other machine.
Okay.
So this machine, we're going to go, okay, that's the Little Rebel by itself. Let's go to the 15 Pro.
Okay.
There we go. So this is an oldie but a goodie. Okay, I got to tell y'all the story by this. This was replaced by the 16 Pro. Okay, but this was the 15 Pro. This was the one that was just a rock star for many, many years. Well, the story behind this was Grace made another run of these just exclusively for SMP. And we sold 100 of them.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy how popular it was. All right. Of those, they found some more that they basically were returned or something, and they refurbed them all, went through their factory. I've been at their factory. It is pretty impressive.
It's nice.
And they go through, they take the machine, they completely refurbish it, make it like new. And we bought all they had left of this machine. We still have some of these left. There's not many, so they're going to go fast. What that price you see right now is that Qzone, or I mean the Qneat 15 Pro with the Qzone frame, and you're getting it for $34.99. So if you want to get into quilting in a very inexpensive way with an actual long arm machine on it, this was a fantastic deal. I don't care what brand, what machine you're looking at. This is such a good deal. And so Elaine is saying, I have this and I'm so happy with the 15 Pro. Well, Elaine, you're exactly right. And here's the thing about it. These are going to sell out today, probably.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have very many of these left. And I thought, well, you know what? We're going to give everybody an opportunity to get it again because this was such a popular machine to get into quilting. And that's what's so awesome about this. Let's say you get into this and you absolutely just love quilting, and you always if you want to upgrade to a bigger throat space, the bigger throat space machines will fit on that same frame.
Yes, it will.
So, you can sell this so easy probably to somebody that wants to get into it because it's such a good machine. So again, this is the old school 15 Pro. These are going to be like brand new, full warranty on them. And again, I can count how many we have in the warehouse on one hand, Roger.
Like, can these be automated as well?
Yes, you can put automation on there. There's a couple different automations that we have, robotics that you can put on there. We have one very inexpensive robotic system that you can put on this. But when you call in, ask them if you want to do robotics. Ask them about some robotics as well, because they can tell you exactly which ones and the pricing on those. But again, the price you see now is $34.99 on this. And again, these are going to sell out today. Great frame that comes with it. And what if you want a bigger frame? Well, if you want a bigger frame, they can upgrade it for you. So just,
Call.
yeah, just you're going to call Chris. That's the best way I can tell you to do. We do have some bigger frames with this. But that's the great thing about this. There's so much flexibility with the Grace products.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's the throat space on the heads with the size of frames. And, I tell everybody, if you're wanting to get into quilting, Grace is the way to go, just because of all the things that they enable somebody who's wanting to start out to do. And I tell you, I've been a big fan of the 15 Pro for years. To me, this was a game changer for the quilting industry, because it allowed people to get into quilting without spending $30,000. Used to, you had to buy a big machine, a big frame. That was all that was available. So you had to have a big investment to get into quilting. And now, Grace has made it very expensive. Oh, right.
So this is perfect.
So, but if you need a 10-foot or a 12-foot frame, we can accommodate you as well. So get on that phone, give them a call right now, 800-401-8151. These are going to sell out today. I know it, because this is such a popular machine, such a good price. And when they're gone, they're gone. This time it is absolutely gone, because Grace told me, they made that special run for us. They had enough parts left to make another run. We bought every one of them. And then they had some that they got returned or various things. And there were like even some that were used at trade shows and things. They went in, took them, refurbished them, made them like new. And we bought those. And we sold a bunch of them, but we still have a handful left. And they told me, I said, can y'all not make any more of these? Because it's been so good. And they're like, no, when these are gone, they're gone.
It's a very popular setup.
Yeah, it really is. So again, y'all get on that phone, give them a call. If you're in the market for the Little Rebel, which Little Rebel is a fantastic machine, we have multiple frames for that. You can do the Q-Zone Hoop Frame. You can do the Cutie Frame, the Breeze on that. And Tammy, what did Tammy say?
She said she might have to break in the new SMP Synchrony card for that.
There you go, Tammy. That's a perfect way to do it. Finance that thing, easy payments, and we'll get you set up and get it shipped to you. This thing, you're going to be so happy with it. And Elaine says, this is a great deal. It is, Elaine. It is really a good price on this. And, if you would had bought this back in the heyday when they didn't have the newer machines, and this was their machine, I mean, you're going to pay back then with the frame in this, you're paying close to $7,000.
And we still couldn't keep them in stock. I mean, they're flying off the shelves.
Yeah. So that just tells you how good a price this actually is. It's really a really great price. So I think that if you're in the market for quilting, today is the day, because you can do the Little Rebel. You have multiple frames with the Little Rebel. So if you're interested in the Little Rebel, give them a call. If you're interested in this Qneek 15 Pro with a frame, and you don't necessarily have to get the Qzone hoop frame. You can do the Cutie Breeze. You can do even the bigger frame for this if you want. But get on that phone, give them a call. They can tell you all about what we have available today, the pricing. They can discuss financing, and we're going to ship it to them absolutely free right to their doorstep. So really good. And again, the Little Rebel, I can't even tell you what the pricing is, because it's against our MAP policies.
Okay.
And it is so low, I can't show it. It's crazy.
Okay.
So it is a really good price today.
I say call in and ask about all the specials.
Yeah. But I can show this price because these are the last ones in existence. When these are gone, they're gone. And I'm kind of hate to see it go.
Yeah, me too.
It's been a good buddy of SMP for a long time. All right. So anybody got any questions out there, that stuff you've seen on the show today, or anything about any of the events or things, just, put them in the chat right now if you got a question about anything, and I'll try to answer it for you before we start doing some giveaways, Roger.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody got any questions out there about anything? Put them in the chat right now. I know there's always a little bit of delay. But I'm excited about our private sale tomorrow. We're having a private sale tomorrow. I hope that y'all got signed up for that.
You don't
And
wanna
then
miss this.
this weekend, we're having Katrina Walker, and that's going to be pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to that as well. Got some fantastic specials with Viking and Pfaff machines that we're going to have packages put together just for her event. So if you're part of her event, you'll be able to get these very good specials, and they're bundles. There's bundles that we put together for them. So LB says, ready for the sale tomorrow. Or LB, I am too. Now, we're going to have some surprises tomorrow too. We have some crazy stuff, I think. So Roger's been scheming on some things for a while, and so is Kyle. They've been doing some scheming. So hopefully we'll have a.
Trying to make y'all happy. That's what we're trying to do.
All right. Well, let's do some giveaways, Roger. What do you think? So the first thing we're going to give away is we're out of the pin cushions. Out of pin cushions. We're going to do a $25 gift card to SMP. We're going to do 2 of these today. And so, Roger, let's spin that wheel and see who our first winner is.
And oops, sorry.
There we go. Spinning the wheel. Good luck to everybody. Looks like Melissa Hutchinson.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Melissa Hutchins is watching today from YouTube. So congratulations. How to claim that prize is to go to smplive.tv, scroll down toward the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information, complete, hit submit. And what we'll do, Melissa, we're going to email you back a gift card code. And once you get that code, you can just put it in at checkout. It's going to save you $25 off your purchase. All right, let's spin the wheel again, Roger. Let's do another one. And our winner is Donald Scott. Congratulations, Donald. Donald's watching today from YouTube as well. So Donald, to claim that prize, go to smplive.tv, scroll down toward the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information, complete, hit submit. And once we get that in, we will email you a gift card code that you'll be able to put in at checkout, save $25 off your purchase, Donald. All right, next up, we are going to give away one of our world famous sew mats. Now, I say this all the time, Roger. What do I say?
You say if you're not getting one of the sew mats, you're doing your machine a disservice.
That's exactly right. You're doing your machine a disservice because these truly are functional. And everybody who has one out there, put it in the chat right now if you have one. You know what I'm talking about. It dampens the sound. It actually reduces the vibration to your machine, so it makes those electronics last longer. It doesn't scratch the surface that you have it sitting on, and it doesn't let the machine move around. And Michelle says, I have one. Yes, she does. I think she has one of those dog and cat ones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the best friends. Yeah, because she loves doggies.
Oh, we have a lot of sew mat owners. Thank you all.
Thank you all for the sew mats. Hey, and these, we have 13 different colors. We have 4 sizes in each color, except for the blue, Brother Blue, Baby Like Gold, and Bernina Janome Red. Those all have an extra size, which is called a 2XL, to accommodate all those brand new big machines out there. So if y'all have got one of those big machines, you need one of these mats under it. You spent $20,000 on your machine. What's $49 for a mat to protect it? So anyway, we're going to give one of these away right now. Your choice of color, your choice of size. So Roger, spin that wheel.
Good luck, everyone.
And if you don't have a mat and you don't win one today, get on the phone, call them right now at the call center and tell them you want to order one. Order a mat. Deanna Jewel just won herself a mat of her choice. She's watching today from YouTube. So Deanna, here's how you're going to claim that prize. Go to smplive.tv, scroll down all the way to the bottom of the page where it says claim my prize, fill out all that information complete. There's a little note section in there. Most importantly, tell us what color sew mat you want, what size. Once we get that in, we'll get you one shipped right out. All right, everybody, that concludes our special Wednesday showcase with Grace. And how did everybody like going to Graceland today? Elvis wasn't there, but Jana and Melinda were.
Yes.
So, hey, Can't beat that, right, Roger?
Can't beat that.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much for joining in. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. I really did. I thought they did a great job over there explaining quilting. And again, we hope that you're signed up for our private sale tomorrow. Hope that y'all attend Katrina's virtual event this weekend. And then next Thursday, we're going to be back at it again with another show. So hope y'all join in. Hope that y'all have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And we'll see y'all later.